Juneteenth, a time to reflect and rejoice. Join the village. Celebrate African American independence.
Welcome to the Eric Mays Show. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? But this is the first show that I'm recording at the beginning of the new year. Today is January the 19th. It's Friday. And so I want to come on saying Happy New Year. I came on looking at yesterday's paper. That was on Thursday the 18th. And before I introduce you to the guest that I have in the studio, let's kind of just catch up a little bit. But I got an interesting guest that I want you to meet, and I'm just meeting him myself, so we'll meet each other all at the same time. But it's going to be an interesting year. This past week, I don't know when you'll be watching this, but this past week, the nominating petitions for school board members and for the mayor of the city of Flint, they were released and issued out by the Flint City Clerk's office. And the school board, we'll see what happens. I see in yesterday's paper they could be facing a $5 million deficit. We'll see what happens with that. But you know, I concentrate a lot on the city business, but I'll be watching the school board stuff pretty close myself. But the city business is what I concentrate on. And in that same paper yesterday, the headline said, "Council balks at doing city's business as feud with Williamson escalates." And I kind of smile at that because the old city council got to this point. So remember, this is the city council that the mayor tried to hand pick, and even though you still got a couple council people hanging on and trying to hang on with the mayor, and we know who they are. Council President Darrell Buchanan, he's still hanging on. In this particular article, Council President Darrell Buchanan, often considered a Williamson ally, said not paying the bills was unacceptable and could undercut the city's credibility. Now, why would Council President Darrell Buchanan say something like this in the middle of this tug-of-war between the city council and the mayor's office? You know that Darrell Buchanan, Sandy Hill, and it seems like Gonzalez, they always seem, those three hardline mayor allies. Kincaid, Carolyn Sims, Sheldon Neely, Jacqueline Poplar, and Ananick, those council people, they seem to want to make things run right. So just like the old council, you had good council members, you had bad council members. In this council, you got good council members and bad council members, and now they're tug-of-warring with the mayor because he's refusing to pay some of their city council bills for their attorneys and other expenses they had that's due. And so now they're trying to hold up some of the money in order to force him to do certain things. And that's how politics works. Judge Nevercould told him, hey, don't run the court for everything. Sometimes you have to take matters in your own hands. So we're at that point, and we'll keep an eye on that as this year progresses on. But I kind of take my hat off to the city council for now trying to stand up and make the city right. I also keep a close eye on Darrell Buchanan and Francis Gilchrist, the NAACP, Mr. and Mrs. Gilchrist. And I say that as I lead into my guests, because Buchanan and Miss Gilchrist, them under the umbrella of the NAACP, they tried to work with the mayor. And we knew it was a boo-boo. We knew when they started out they were going to try to help the mayor in this reorganization of the police department. And it has turned into, in my opinion, a mess. He's got those 4 inspectors and this major, and they're moving people from one place to another. But what seems funny to me about the whole Buchanan and NAACP, Francis Gilchrist and Mr. Gilchrist involvement, that whole group, what's so funny about it is the African American officers, the black officers, the ones who started really raising the issues and crying out for help. Those are the ones that seem like Buchanan and Ms. Gilchrist and them and the NAACP has hurt. Those officers are being transferred out of their positions that they have expertise in, detective bureau, officers over block clubs and community groups. And that's very crucial when you move people who have experience. And it seems ironic that these are the council members who showed up at council meetings, the ones who voiced their opinions about what was happening wrong in the police department gets moved. I mean, we'll talk about that as I talk with my guest, but I want him to introduce himself. I'm just meeting him. I want you to meet him. His name is Mr. Barnett. I want Mr. Barnett to introduce himself, talk about what he wants. Some people say that when you come on the Eric Mays show, you don't get to talk about what you want. Come on, call me, come on the show, talk about what you want. I like to get some of these politicians on the show. I heard yesterday, today is Friday, I heard Thursday, maybe we're going to see a Mayor Don Williamson show on Comcast Channel 17. They're telling me it was something on last night. Get ready for this campaign. Let's not be fooled. In my opinion, we're getting ready to fix the city. I believe there's going to be a new mayor in 2007, and we're getting ready to fix that city council too. We'll talk about that in some future shows. But Mr. Barnett, I want you to introduce yourself and tell them how you're involved in the community.
Okay. Hi, my name is John Barnett. I'm the president of the South Area Crime Watch. I am a past president of the Southwest Crime Watch before this all came along. But
what area is that?
That is the Fenton Road, Atherton Road to, okay, I can just give you Van Slack.
Okay.
To Saginaw.
That's a pretty good area.
Okay, yeah. And, well, it was.
Well, it still is. So we love Flint.
We still got crime and stuff that's going on in that area.
So crime ain't just on my side of town.
No, I think y'all run it from over here over there.
We run it from over there to over there.
Yeah, right. So we're dealing with it, trying to deal with it. And I'm also working with the Weed and Seed program.
What is the Weed and Seed program? I hear that name a lot. I know what it is, but I want others to know.
Right. Okay. Well, the Weed and Seed is a program. The weed. Okay. Let's go with the weed. That includes the police department.
Okay.
We get grants and stuff to have the police department in our area.
So Weed and Seed is police department, not grass.
Weed. Weed is the police department.
Okay.
No, it's not grass.
Not the stuff you smoke, not the stuff that grow.
Right.
Weed.
This is a program. Okay. And the seed part of this program is the community itself, where we beautification of the area, whatever.
So it does involve beautification.
Yeah. Beautification.